I love Date Everything. Now, you might be wondering why I am horribly sweaty and the background is a mess. That's because I just got back from a bike ride to the store, and I decided I could clean up and then record, but I decided why not just talk about something that gets me all hot and bothered while I am hot. Not really bothered, but it was the closest thing I could think of. Date Everything is a phenomenal game, and this is coming from somebody who doesn't like visual novels, let alone dating sims. There are some visual novels through the years that have had my attention before. You know, Danganronpa 1, 2, and V3 are some of my favorite visual novels of all time. I usually can't sit through a visual novel on my own. It takes a lot to get me invested in it, like Teenage Murder in the case of Danganronpa. But Date Everything has done something really special. I streamed it probably about 4 or 5 times. I probably put a collective 15 hours into Date Everything already, which is saying something because I haven't even met half of the dateable objects yet. If you're unaware, the baseline of Date Everything is that you are given a pair of super technological glasses that allows you to talk to inanimate objects, but it turns out those inanimate objects were also sentient the entire time, and these glasses just allow you to finally engage with them. So most of the objects are telling you things like, oh, I've been watching you for years, oh, you've been sitting on me for years, and you have to go, oh, that's uncomfortable. And yet they find a way to make it either incredibly charming, incredibly well written and thought-provoking and heartfelt, or, I'm not ashamed to say it, downright sexy. Some of these characters are written so freaking well. Betty, oh my goodness, Betty, who might as well be one of the tutorial characters you can date, is one of the most well-written sexual characters I've ever seen in a dating game, let alone a visual novel, period. And don't let this scare you off thinking, oh, this is just an H game. It's really not. There are some characters who are designed for 18 plus content, which I believe you have the option to disable in the main menu if you don't want it. Most other characters, sure, they'll allude to sexual innuendo, as it were, but a lot of them are really well-written characters or really funny stereotypes pushed to their extremes. Like your clothing hangers are the Hanks the clothing hangers, which their names are literally Hank 1, Hank 2, Hank 3, 4, and 5, and they all like talk as a unit. It's so cool. They've somehow made a game with like 150 unique dateable objects. I don't remember the exact number, but they're all distinct. Never once in the like 50 characters I've found and engaged with, none of them have overlapped, none of them have felt similar in almost any way, which is incredible. A lot of people will look at a visual novel and not like it because it's not really a game, and I can't deny that. It's just left clicking and exploring. There is a little bit of game to it because you do have a house to explore, and the game itself really feels like finding every individual character you can date and interact with and eventually fall for in a really unhealthy way when I'm looking at my bed like... But on top of that, there's some that are actual puzzles. I won't spoil exactly where, but there's a character you can only talk to if you stare at a specific part of the house for 30 uninterrupted seconds without touching the keyboard. It's crazy, but the writing is so good. You can go through an entire Dungeons and Dragons session in Date Everything. The amount of writing is insane. Now, this is nothing new for a visual novel, but it's coupled with all of it being 100% voice acted. And I would be remiss not to mention the insane quality of voice acting in this game. You've got the entire Critical Role cast. You've got people from all walks of animation and video games. You've got Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender voicing a character. I'm not telling you who. Go play it and find out for yourself. It's phenomenal. Every character is also treated with so much respect. Yes, the game gets goofy. Yes, the game pushes the extremes from time to time and gets ridiculously over the top. But it also can really tug on your heartstrings with some characters going through some serious either trauma or issues that you're either going to really relate to or will really effectively tug on those heartstrings, especially if you're a hopeless romantic. The game is so well written. The characters are voiced perfectly. My biggest complaint about the entire game, my biggest complaint, is that sometimes you are not really given a choice in what you say. And sometimes the correct choice, it's a dating sim, you know, there's correct and wrong choices to make someone like you more. They're not always super obvious, which some people might be fine with, but there are characters who, like, would enjoy being insulted, and if you're trying to be a decent person, that won't always get you forward, which I guess is fine in the grand scheme of things. There are people like that in the real world who like to be, whatever, objectified or whatnot, even though it doesn't fit my cup of tea. But that's what's also kind of cool about the game. No matter what kind of like social relationship you're into with other people, there is somebody in this game who will vibe with the way you treat them. Hell, there is a character you can only date by getting the other characters to hate you. It's crazy how deep this game is, and I think that's why it's kept my attention more than any other dating sim. It's not just reading with static images. It's voice acted stories with puzzle elements, figuring out not only how to find new datables, but also how to progress certain dates. There are some characters who you will not find in the same place every day. There are some characters that you can only talk to at certain times of the day. All of the characters have these little nuances. Some of them are simple. Talk to them 3 times, cool, they love you, you win. And this is all not to mention that whenever you finish a character's storyline, you either get the love, friend, or hate ending, they will grant you specs points, which I stand for something. I think it's like stoicism, personality, sex appeal, something like that. It spells a 5-letter word, specs. But once you get all 5 of those stats high enough from talking and dating enough, or friending, or hating enough of these objects, you can apparently start realizing them, where they are no longer an object, and you bring them into the real world. I have never done this because it takes an insane amount of points for even the cheapest ones, but I need to. So I'm going to keep playing this game, I'm going to keep loving this game, and I highly recommend you check it out too, because honestly, at the end of the day, I just really love Date Everything.